welcome to That's So Nova. I'm Nova. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, how are you doing? I hope everything's okay. This is the first video for 2023. Man, 2023. We're going to be doing a really awesome pattern. I got permission from Nicole to use it, her Key Fob Wallet. The reason why I wanted to do this is that this time of the year, if you go to Comic Cons or if you're part of bazaars, farmers market and convention, this part of the colder season when we just started winter, we start prepping for these conventions. And when I seen this Key Fob Wallet, I was like, this could be a really good seller, no matter if it's like geeky fabrics for like, cosplay, or classy wallets made out of leather and cork, or like fun printed vinyls to give to gifts for the holidays, for spring, whatever. This is a really good pattern to have in your stock for any occasion, and I feel like it's going to come together relatively quickly. So let's get into it. I have a couple different camera views. There's an aerial view, and then there's also going to be a view that's directly towards my sewing machine. As you know, 2022 is a whole bunch of changes, but I'm still trying to work out the perfect camera view. So right now, what we're going to be doing is we have all the pieces that we cut out. We have pattern piece A and B, and we've cut out the window pocket. We have our pattern pieces for our credit card slots, our zipper pocket, our clear vinyl, one lobster clip that's a 1/2 inch, and this is a little bit wider than the 3-inch zipper, but I think it'll work. That's crossing my fingers. Our zippers with our zipper tab, and our exterior body in the bag. What I like to normally do is do my tags, not my tags, my straps first, so I can get my machine can get a good feel of the layers that we're about to go through. So what we have here is we have the measurements for our straps, and this, unlike normal, we're used to usually folding it in on itself and folding it forwards. No, not this pattern. It folds in on itself. I thought that is super clever. It gives it a lot of structure, and you get to save on a little bit of material. So we're just folding it in on itself. You could use double-sided tape if you wish, or you can clip it. Whatever's easier for you. So on this pattern, the stitch length that is our seam allowance is 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to be using a stitch length of 3. I'm going to back stitch at the beginning and end. Oh yeah, and thank you. One of the subscribers mentioned that there is a narrow skinny foot, and I found it. This is my second thing I'm making with it, but the first one went together really nicely. I always back stitch at the beginning and end. I'm going to hop over a few stitches and make sure that my needle's in the needle down position, and I'm going to stitch 1/8 on this side. And back stitching. Okay, making sure everything's really flush. I'm going to grab my 1/2 inch lobster, and I'm going to slide that on. Now this is usually done at the last page, or your last step, but sometimes I do it ahead. I don't know why. So I'm going to fold this onto itself, and I'm going to kind of sandwich this part in. So we have threaded it, fold it, feed this other end in there, and you can get a clip, fold this together where you get a hole punch. If your machine can handle it, you can stitch through it, but I say just put a rivet in it, call it a day. You know how you have, oh, there it is. You know, my rivet is black, so it like merges in with whenever I'm working on anything dark and I cannot see it. And I'm going to punch a hole through it. Okay. I have these really fun blue rivets that I'm going to use this one on. I got this from, I want to say Sol Duce on a retail. She has really pretty like pastel color hardware, and she has the matching rivets, and I was like, ooh, why not? So I'm going to take one of my rivets, male part, put through one hole, fold that part, and then go over on it, and take my cap, make sure everything's nice and aligned. I'm going to grab my rivet press, and I felt that little, it pushes in like once or twice and it's in. We already have that ready to go. So when we're done with our wallet, we can just go forward, you know? I love that. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is the pocket window. Make sure you have all your pattern pieces with you, because a lot of the pattern pieces refer to like positioning of like the pockets and magnets. So we're going to take this. I'm going to, I always have like this little table that's like a glue painting. It's just something I do to help protect my table, because I am rough on my table. I'm not going to even lie to you. I am super rough. We're going to take this and we're going to glue all the way around this box area. And then we're going to take our clear vinyl for our pocket that I just have, but because it's clear, I try to clip something to it to make sure. I'm going to lay this on there. And then before I snip any excess off, I'm going to stitch, well, if it wants to stick. I'm going to put a clip there, in here. I should have used another glue. I've been playing with different glues. Okay, we're going to stitch all the way around this box, this window box, at 1/8 of an inch. I'm using Tex 40 thread. I think it's aammn. I know I got it from Wawa. You stop in the needle down position. You can have a lot of fun with these pocket windows too. There's so many so many fabric designers that are coming out with nice see-through fabric that can be the card slot. Like, you know, if you had a Harry Potter print or a Disney print, or you know, cute little stripes that are still see-through, it'll just give that bag an extra, like, you know, pizzazz. Like, you're like, yeah, my little wallet's super cute. All right, I'm going to snip these threads. And then I'm going to cut the wallet where I have already cut my little corners. All right, we have that. Then we're going to start adding the card slots. The first card slot is going to be, you want it facing you, face up, and you want your card slots to be on the opposite side of the I can't talk. On the opposite side, you want your window here and your card slots over here. And I am going to grab my first one, and I want to have a top stitching, so I'm going to top stitch from the beveled angled across and then back down to the other one. I will back stitch. And you have to stop, needle down. All right. You don't have to do top stitching. I just like the way cards look when they card slots look when they have them. So I am measuring per the pattern. There's a measurement on card slot number 4. We're going to want to line everything up on this left side. And I'm going to grab, it's so weird to me when my double-sided tape is not near me. I'm like, who has it? Who has it? I'm going to grab a little bit of double-sided tape. It's on my other machine. And I'm going to put it on the bottom of this so it doesn't shift. Making sure everything's nice and aligned and flush. You also can clip it. Alright, and I'm going to just top stitch the bottom of this using a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Back stitching. And you could do this in like batch sewing. So like you get a neutral color, you can cut out like, let's say you cut out black, white, gray. You can do like a neutral color like white or gray for all the bags, all the pockets and everything, and it just like can save. It's like production sewing. Then I'm gonna grab my last top pocket, and then I sewed on a nice cute cut and sewed by hand. And we're gonna line this up to the edge, and I'm gonna add some clips just to make sure there's no movement. And we're going to sew it up on the we're going to sew it up along the right edge only. Place the second card on top of the first. Start at the top right corner of the card slot and back stitch. Okay. And trimming, trimming, trimming. that did go right because it doesn't. Sorry, I'm waiting. Along the bottom edge. Lay the second card pocket on top of the first. Start at the right top corner of the first pocket slide. Stitch around the right side only, stopping once you're at the bottom of the card. Okay. Okay, so once we got that, okay, sorry about that. I had a film during the time my kids are getting out of school, and they're all coming in one by one. And the first thing they do is not like, "Mom, are you filming?" Like, "Mom, how was your day? I want to see what you made. What's for dinner? I did this." And you're just like, "Oh my God, it was so quiet, and now there's so much energy." But I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I like when they have a lot of energy, because when they're sick, oh my God, I kind of go into like a depression, kind of like I'm so sad, like I want to take their sickness for them. Does that make sense? It's weird, I know. Let's get back into it. So we are still at the flap. Now we're going to sew the beveled edges and go up the left side. Back stitch. 1/8 of inches are always our seam allowance. Pivot. And you could take this over to your cutting table, and then you can cut any like little, to make everything nice and flush. But I only have like this little piece that's hanging out, and I have that cut. Now we're going to work on step 5, creating your Key Fob Wallet snap tag. There is a circle on here that you can punch out for it. I glued mine together, and the reason why I glued mine before I put the magnet is I'm going to put this. I know you're there. I just moved you. I have this cute nickel. I'm telling you, I have this cute little nickel stitch head. Oh, here it is. See, I knew it was over here with the hardware. Come on, Nova. And I'm going to have this on the outside, but I want to, before we you want to make this your last step. So what I do is I'll take the pattern piece, draw in a tandy leather pen my markings, because we're going to have to unscrew this and put the male or female in on it in the whole 9 yards. So I just want to make sure everything lines up right with the I can't talk with the placement of the magnets. That way we can go from there. So this, even though I glued it together, I'm going to now top stitch all the way around, 1/8 of an inch, back stitching well. I wanted to show a different way of putting a magnet, because a lot of groups are coming out with these really cool magnets, and we want to showcase them. I've been seeing like really pretty rubber, like mushroom ones, rainbows. All right, so we top stitch this, and then you need to grab your pattern placement, because on that placement is a marking where to put your tab and where your pocket's going to go. So we want our tab right there. So I'm going to put a bit of glue. You know what? I'm going to put some double-sided tape. A little bit of double-sided tape to keep it in place, because I don't want any shifting when I'm doing this part. Next part, we're going to have that right here. And while we have that set up, we're going to start getting our zipper pocket together. We have two tabs, and we want everything to line up, because this is going to be right on here. So this is going to be exactly 4 inches. I'm going to grab my first placement, and I'm going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch towards the inside. And I do back stitch over my zipper teeth. I'm going to trim away and kind of, I always get the lighter that doesn't want to work. So I have this one already down, and I'm going to be putting this other one. So I'm just making sure I'm marking it correctly in the correct spots, so it's even. And then I'm going to go to my machine and sew 1/8 of an inch on the inside of this as well. And I do back, I back stitch over that zipper. I've had like zippers come off, and it was incredibly hard to get it back on. Cutting some of the tape down, and just for fraying purposes, I just use a little bit of a lighter and get that. Now you can have your zipper pocket going to the left or the right. There's no rhyme or reason why you can't do that. It literally is all personal preference. And I'm going to get my other double-sided tape, because cutting a 1/2 inch one into half is not fun for me. And I'm trying to figure out why my double-sided tape is not here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to, this is going to be going on the back side of this. So if you really want your tape to be going to the zipper tape going to the left side, then you can adjust it to that. I'm used to doing a lot of stuff to the right, because I'm ambidextrous and Hope, she is left-handed. So whenever I make that little sewing oopsie, I guess, she's like super excited because she likes her zippers going to the right. Alright, so that line that we had, we're going to do a 1/8 of an inch. And it's going to be hard when you have your zipper in the way. You're going to have to needle down and reposition it. So the tab's right here, and we're going to flip this over on it, And we're going to use a 1/8 inch. And backstitch well in the beginning end. I backstitch over the thumb lock too. And when we push this down, we have a cute little pocket. So we are going to we're gonna sew this part down. We're gonna go down, across, and up. Just, you know, give this a nice little tug to make sure everything aligns really nice. All right. We're going to put our zipper plate, not our zipper, but our magnet placement for the female part of the magnet. I'm going to use my Tandy leather pen and grab the female portion. Have you ever got to the table, like everything that you usually have in one area is like MIA? That's what's happening to me today. And I'm going to put a little glue if it wants to come out. And because cork is a really thick, substantial on its own, but because if it's only going through one layer, what I like to do is I like to take foam that has a pillow back and just cut it away like that, so it has something to anchor onto. And when it's pulling or whatever, and what I like about this particular foam that you can get like at Hobby Lobbies, if you have like any like Ace, Lowe's, or you can just put it on top. And then it protects from rubbing and friction too. Just weird things never done. Okay. So now we are to the portion where we're going to do a key fob. We're going to do that. We're going to we're going to lay, pass it up, pass it to the right side. We're going to be gluing this down. Oh, I see. It's gonna go like this. Oh, this is gonna be cute. Oh, okay, I got you, Nicole. Okay, all right, let's see. I want to make sure my key fob is in a good space. We want to over by the cards. All right. There are directions on where to lay the measurements on where to lay it, and I'm going to get some glue. This is a beacon glue too. I noticed beacon glue just like dries faster, and that's why I like it, but then it's also what I get frustrated about. And it always has like a really strong odor. I have my fabric tack on the way to me. I am missing it like none other. Let me get some of these threads on here. Okay. All right. And then I'm gonna grab, because this is already sticky, I'm gonna grab my D-ring. I'm just going to put this at the edge. See, because this folds over. This folds over like this. This is really quite clever. And this folds over like this. Oh my god, this is so cute. Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure everything lines good. Well, I might cut some of this foam back. Extra bulk. Oh, that is super cute and clever. Okay, so I'm just folding this together. And I'll be right back. Another kid just walked in. Okay, let me turn this down. All right, yeah. Another kid. When they each have after school activities, but their activities, one didn't happen this week, which we didn't know. We just found out with the youngest one coming home, and the other one is an orchestra, and I didn't know because I thought she was supposed to be in a different program. I just felt all discombobulated. So we're going to get back to this. All right, so we have glued this down. Do not recommend the gym tack. I should have used Beacon, but I can't find my Beacon bottle. But it's okay. It's still sticking down. You're going to fold this on it to itself. And we're going to just clip. I'm going to use some hair clips. And we're doing the same thing over here. You're going to nuzzle in that D-ring. You can get pretty close because we're using that 1/8 of an inch. We're going to fold that in on itself. And the back looks like this. It's a nice and clean look. And then we're going to sew all the way around this, the perimeter, without this being a part of it. Gotta love the magnet. At 1/8 of an inch. Back stitching is preferable, so I guess I would start in an area that I would do a lot of back stitching in, and that would be the pockets where the slides are, because there's going to be a lot of stress there, and that's where you're going to put cash in and out. So 1/8 of an inch, and I want 3 stitches back. I'm still at the same stitch length, but if you feel like the material's too thick, go for a 3.5 or even a 4. It all depends on your machine. Be careful, because around this area, this is where the magnet is. So your machine is automatically going to want to stick to it. Take your time. Stop with the needle down. Make sure everything is aligned. I'm going to back stitch a couple stitches on here, because that's, again, a high stress point. Back stitch a couple stitches on here. And this is getting really thick. You might need a hop jumper. And if you do, take your time. Hand crank if you need to. I have a big zipper pull. Sorry, I'm just going through all the way around here. It's going to be super fun. When I get to the area where I feel like the zipper pull is affecting it too much, I'm going to stop my needle down, zip to the other side. I had to do extra, right? That must be my oldest. I thought I had time. I'm bad at time management sometimes. All right, so we stitched all the way around. What you want to do now, especially if you're going to edge paint, is you want to take it to your cutting board and you want to trim up everything even, nice and clean. And then this is when you would start using your dense base coat, and then you can use after it dries. I'm going to use a silver, but I think I'm going to use Mojo silver because it's so thick and opaque. But this is pretty much the wallet. Now, what I would do for this is so cute. Oh my god! All right, so I'm going to show you how I install this magnet. I got this magnet from, I want to say Level Up Hardware. Let's see. And what I'll do is, this is where the washer center would be. So this is where the center is going to be on here. So I will draw my markings. And I will grab my hole punch. And I will check the mark. I like to check just one more time. It's better safe than sorry than punching holes and then nothing working out. It doesn't help that Stitch's head is like, you know, not perfectly straight. But it works out. I'm going to punch my holes. I know that's always the hardest thing to do when you're like done with the project, like punching holes in something you worked hard on. Totally get that. I'm going to take the front pacing has the Mel inserts, and I'm going to insert and I'm going to move around the fabric so that way I can get to the hole so everything can align right. I'm not going to screw this on tight because I'm going to put edge coat all the way around it first before I put permanently glue these the screws in. I would also put my Mel washer on, but like I said, you don't want to don't. Oh, there you go, screw. I was like, don't mess around. I had you. You were there. I would want to edge coat the top first before I even think about putting any of the rest of the magnets in. So the way it worked, it will close like this onto itself. Oh my, this is so adorable. This is so adorable. And then you have your little key fob wristlet part, and you're all done. You have a nice cute little zipper. You would open it up. You have your card slots, credit cards, a little area to put cash in, and then it all closes up and you're ready to go. I really, really like this. I think this is like the thing to make for all these like little events that I have to go to, and also really cool gifts to give to my friends, family, and it's a fast make, and it's not like a lot of material. You see the biggest piece is what, 12 inches? So 12 inches by like 5 or 4. So it's not, it can help alleviate some scraps, and it has a really cute little pizzazz to it. So I'm glad that I made this, and I'm sorry for so many interruptions, but hopefully you got the gist of everything. I definitely would like to make one of these again live, and I will insert pictures of the finished wallet at the end of this video. So I'm in the description box. I'm going to give you the information to Sewgnar's patterns and give you the link so you can purchase this pattern. She also has SVGs. And I think I put myself on the list to be notified when her acrylic plates are in, like the templates, because I would love to purchase this. It's cute. This is something I will grab and go when I'm going to get one of my kids, or just grab and go, period. And then you can add some little details to it to make it one step even glitz and glamour. I really like how this turned out. So I will link the information to Sewgnar. I will put the website for the stitch. I got that from Level Up. This light blue cork I got from So Sweetness, and I can link that as well. And that's it. We're done. This is a great like palette cleanser for the New Year's, because you've probably made stockings, sweaters, all that stuff all year long for like the last 2 to 3 months. So like have a nice little palette cleanser, and this is super cute to have. Oh my goodness. And oh, the zipper tape is from So Girly Fun, and the zipper pull is from Alphamats. So the pull is a little blue stitch. That's Alchemax. This beautiful zipper tape is from So Girly Fun. This lovely ocean color cork, So Sweetness. The magnet is from Level Up Hardware. And this came in one of my boxes from Warren, and I just always wanted to put it on something that I really cut and sewn by hand. So yes, 40 weight thread from Wawak, and I believe it's color number, it's a aammn thread, and it does not have a color. There it is. Saba, color number 0232. So yep, that's it. Do not, this is the glue I use. I did not like it. And that is it. If you have questions about this pattern or how I went about doing things, please leave me a message. Just write it down there and I'm really responsive. I want to thank everyone that informed me that there was a Teflon foot for a skinny narrow fit. I found it on eBay and it worked really well with my machine. I also found some other Teflon foots from I just had it to show you guys. From, I want to say, when I it's all black. It's like a black Teflon foot, and it's really nice and sleek. And I think that's from Q-Tex, but I'll put that information in there. And tell me if you like the camera. Again, I'm sorry. 3 kids all back to school today, and they all come in at different times. I'm not usually normally I have the house to myself until like 5 or 6, and it's 3:34. So I will show a picture at the end of this how it looks with the edge painting, and then I will also show it tomorrow when I open up day 4 of the January Advent. Until the next time I see you, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you can like, subscribe, share if you think this video is worthy. It helps out tremendously. And if you're like, hey, I want to do something extra special, Shenova, I do have a Patreon where we do alternative projects that are not here on YouTube. And I also have this program called Ko-fi, where if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I'll link the link down below as well. Until the next time I see you, stay safe, happy sewing.